Now that we've worked our way through the text of Daniel 2:34, let's look at a paratextual issue. There's Daniel 2:34 in the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia. But as we look to the right margin, we see this Samek. Let's blow it up. The Samek with what looks like a comets on its side and then a bait with a dot over it. What's going on with this? Well, the bait with a dot over it is to stand in for the number 2. And if you want to learn a little bit more about this number system, look at lesson 7 in Daily Dose of Aramaics grammar lessons, which is referring to Biblical Aramaic for Biblical Interpreters teaching on numbers. So these Samek marks are breaking up seders. The entire Hebrew Bible has 452 seders. 168 of them are in the Pentateuch. And in the Pentateuch, this system was designed to have you read through the Torah in 3 years. Now, in Judaism, the system that got adopted in the end of a historical process was actually a Babylonian reading tradition that divides the Torah into 54 parashiot. So a weekend has a parsha, a Torah portion that is read. So an interesting artifact of having these two reading traditions is that one could read the Torah portion from the Babylonian reading tradition every weekend and read one Seder per weekday, getting a daily dose, if you will, of the Hebrew Bible, and finish the entire Old Testament in a year. And it turns out that there are a number of these Seders in Daniel, and we find a little more about this on the last page of Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia of Daniel. Let's look at this text at the bottom. This is not the biblical text. These are notes by the Masoretes. What do they mean? Let me provide the vocalization. We see that this is post-biblical Hebrew because of the word shel in the first line. So this basically means the sum of the verses of the book are 357, where line 4 there is the number 357, where it was written out in words above. And its half, meaning halfway through the book, is the verse Daniel 6:12, which begins with the text in red, then these men, and then look at the last line. Usadarim with a Zion with a dot over it, and there are 7 orders. We have come to Daniel 2:34 to the end of Seder number 1 and the beginning of Seder number 2. And I just wanted to take a moment to explain that paratextual mark so that we get more understanding of what's going on the page of the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia.